y'all wanna hop in the game and do the same, selling tickets to your favorite name. Join our trade. Ticket resellers investing in building every day. Join our
We have the easiest way to make money online. As you see over here, there's no MLM, no pyramid scheme, no ads or marketing required, no selling tickets in the streets, and you don't need any labor costs to scale up.
Hey, if you're interested in scaling your ticket business or your business into the millions, like I've done, selling tickets strictly online, 100% online, you'll never catch me out in the streets. Go to thetickettrap.com again.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you saw it, but Gossip in the City, a blog, they're popular on Instagram and various social media websites. They put out that Rymir is suing not for paternity, but he's suing for emotional distress and pain and suffering throughout the years of going through this. So they're trying to basically indicate that Rymir is looking for nothing more than a bag, man. And this has been an ongoing situation that Jay-Z's been through. Now, obviously, we've talked to Rymir and talked to his representatives and kind of looked at it. We talked about this a lot. But if this is in fact true, and they don't seem like the type of publication to throw out nonsense, but we're gonna say alleged right now. If it is true, what do you think? Does that make you look at this situation different?
What you're saying. Yeah. If you remember, we talked about this last week, and when I seen it, I didn't want to throw up like the red flags, because we talked about it, like, okay, if it is his father, yeah, it's on the table. We can claim on that. But if it isn't, and I remember Rymir saying, "Look, I don't want no money. I'm not in it for the money. I just want to know if he's my father." Right? So it's like, how do we get to this money part? In my opinion, the only way we get to the money part is we get to the fraternity part. And we get to the fraternity part, which I don't know if we're going to get there.
Yeah.
You got to, first of all, it's got to be that it's your father. And then you have to go back and say, all right, back child support plus all that shit's on the table then. If he's not, and if he doesn't do the test, which in my opinion, he has every right to say no.
Yeah.
That's just like anybody, if somebody come out of the woodworks and I don't ever know. I don't know who they are. People say, oh, just take the test. It's cheaper to take it. Fuck you. I'm not taking no damn test. I ain't never dealt with this woman before.
Right.
You got the right. You have the right to do that. We have rights as people. This ain't slavery, Tom. So Jay-Z's exercising his right, just like Rymir's exercising his right to go through the court. I had no problem with that. Jay-Z saying no, none at all,
Right. I mean,
but do you think it's getting money grabbish?
Yeah, I do. And it sucks because, like I said, and I've always said it, I'm going to stay to it. I like Rymir a lot, but I feel like even when we spoke to him, the few times that we spoke to him, I feel like there was very important, poignant information that was kind of being left out for whatever reason. It was just something that was it wasn't, the dots weren't all the way connecting to really make you go, okay, because in order for, like, that's just like, yo, any old girl, because they seen us on YouTube and we've done a few million views, say, oh God, or Sandman had vice versa in wherever state, and now we deserve a paternity test. We never seen her before in our life. I'm not giving you anything. For what? Like, this is absolutely insane. So you can't just go and just run and give anybody your DNA because they claiming to be your you know what I mean, your child. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy talk. And for the longest time, this case has been getting dismissed, and it's weird to me, man. Like, do I think Jay-Z has the power to make it go away? Of course I do. But he didn't always have the power to make it go away. You know what I'm saying? So it's, the more I look at it, the more information that comes out, it don't look good. The one question that's been answered is he looking for money? I think that question is now, yeah, he is looking for some type of compensation. That's in the lawsuit. Whether it be because of whether it's justified or not, he is looking for compensation now. And I also heard that if this drags out long enough, then some people just settle out just because they don't want the aggravation. And this is something that it's almost like a squatter in court. They just put these lawsuits. They do it for years, and eventually somebody caves and gives them something. And people were saying that that's the play that people are advising Rymir to do. So out of respect to all of his people and him himself, I'm going to kind of still leave it open. And if it is, it is, and kind of put it toward that. But the more you look at it, man, it seemed like a money grab, bro, for real.
Yeah, and I kind of didn't want to say that the last time because I wasn't 100%.
Yeah.
Sure. And again, we talked to him. We was there with him. We broke bread. We asked him every question that could come to our mind, just to try to see where he was. And again, it seemed like he was genuine. But I think people can get caught up in the fame. Everybody asks you for interviews, not just people like us, but E Entertainment, NBC, ABC. Now you're synonymous with Jay-Z. He's taking poses like Jay-Z. People are doctoring the AI picture to make him look like Jay-Z. I'm seeing all this shit. Like you you doing all this shit like on the album, and like you get carried away in that whole thing, and you start really thinking like, all right, I can make some money off this.
Mm-hmm.
And I just hope that's not the case with him. But I'm kind of thinking like you're thinking like, the money thing is like, again, if Jay-Z's his father, I want to be clear, he's entitled to all of this. But if he's not, you got to take that shit off the table, bro.
Yeah, and it went from him kind of like just wanting to know, him hearing from his mom that this could be, to him now implying that it is, and Jay-Z's ducking. And that's weird to me, because how'd it go from like, okay, no, this may be, I just want to know the truth, to now the poses and the this and the that. Now it's like, now you're trying to create a narrative as if this dude knows he's your dad and he's running and ducking. And that's just like, I thought you just wanted answers. Now it just seems like there's different motives starting to get put into place, which makes me raise red flags, man. It just does.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think it makes our podcast and our platform different than anybody else. We always just gonna give you the real, regardless of whether we interviewed him. We may not ever get him again. They may be mad at this.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think it's responsibility just to give it to people raw and how we're feeling. None of this shit is scripted.
No, hell no.
We ask the question on the spot, we answer on the spot from our true feelings. I think that's just the most genuine thing ever.
And they both have they have the availability and the ability to reach out to either one of us. And if they want to come on this platform, they can come on tomorrow. And if they want to come on and air us out about what we say, they're going to have a platform to do so. We're not running from anything, and there's no disrespect. Still got a lot of respect for Rymir and his team. They came on the platform numerous times. They were nice. They seemed genuine. But looking at it, man, we just got to tell our truth. And this is what we feel. So it is what it is.
Yeah. So we'll see. I know Jay-Z filed a 40-page motion.
Damn.
He filed a motion to dismiss it. It was like 8 different occurrences, I believe, where he tried to do this going all the way back in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
He's been fighting it ever since then. Jay-Z saying this shit is frivolous. He's asking for Rymir's motion to be striked and the case to be dismissed. So the judge is going to roll on that within the next couple of days, and this may be over with.
Yeah.
Once the judge shoots it, even at least for now.
I think the public outcry also comes from the fact that people love to hate the man. Because if this were you or I, this wouldn't be a conversation. To be more people talking about this ain't your dad than most. But because it's who it is, they want to see blood on his hands. So they're using Rymir, unfortunately, as a pawn to get the blood they want. It ain't about justice. It's about blood for Jay-Z. And that's sad, too.
It's sad and it's sickening. And people say, oh, you defend this. I'm just dumb. Like, I know it could be us one day. If we become a billionaire, we're going to have people out for blood. Our own people want our blood. Our own people want us on the cross.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what it is. They want to just, even for the moment of the self-gratification of just seeing Jay-Z in misery, or I think Jay-Z's running scared now. Like stupid shit.
Yep.
People are saying, because they just want to see this man like some type of turmoil. He can't just be a happy black family doing his thing. There has to be some turmoil. He has to have messed with a kid. He has to have, been with the Illuminati or eating babies. All this shit. He can't just be a guy who made smart decisions and was good with his money and flipped it. He can't just be that.
Nope. And no black man could get to those heights of success without doing X, Y, Z. And it's sad because we're steering that narrative. Us as a people and as a culture steering that narrative. I'm not saying that man is perfect. I'm not saying he was perfect on every business deal. Yeah, I'm sure he did some people dirty. I'm sure everything that DeHaven says is true. That don't mean we can't celebrate him for what he's done and what he's accomplished, because you're talking about chapters in this man's life. When you look at that as a whole, he's been successful and been a beacon for somebody. I'm not saying that you got to go and emulate every move or we're worshiping him, but goddamn, if his brother makes it to Mount Everest and comes back down, saluting. You know what I mean? I want to do that too one day. And ain't nobody got a dick ride to do that. So salute that man and anybody else that got success coming out the fucking mud, because it ain't easy.
Absolutely. What do you think about Shannon Sharp settling his lawsuit?
I think he's smart.
Hell yeah.
I think he's smart. You got the money, get it out the way. You kind of got a taste on what type of opportunities and what type of money you could potentially lose if this case gets any further or if this gets any more serious. So there's no point in fighting for your freedom or fighting for your innocence or fighting for your name or none of that shit, because the more information that comes out, the worse it looks for you. So go ahead and pay that girl her money. You know, you probably did some things, and I'm not saying she's deserving of the money, but things that would garner her getting more. So go ahead and slide them their bread and wipe your hands, call it a spade, get back on ESPN come football season and get back to your bags, man. Smart, if you ask me.
Yeah, because the more it goes on, the more information comes out, the podcast may be in jeopardy. You going back to ESPN might be in jeopardy. You're going to spend mad millions. So you count the cost. You know what? I'll get his bits 15.
Yep.
Because if I go on, I might lose 100.
Yep.
So let me give it 15. I'm out of here. It's just a smart move. And the people going to think he's going to be guilty. The girl done retired. I'll retire too if I got 15 mil, 20 mil up front, whatever it was.
Right
30.
Yep.
Done. But hey, it's a tough lesson that he has to learn, man. And to me, like those audios that came out, man, have him like a monster, man. Like a monster.
And you know it's probably more. And that's why it's like good for you just to get this out the way. We don't know what could have came out of this and what it could have made you look like. Now you just look like an old head fucking with little freak white girls. So leave it at that. Leave it at that, brother, and keep it moving. I think it's so smart, and it'll end up saving him and making him a lot more than it will cost him at the end of the day. Hell
yeah. Man, if you got time to do the sports, I actually got to roll at some point a little bit later.
Hit me up. Let me know.
All right.
I should have time, but we'll make it work. Hit me up.